Hey, it's Courier Girl, and it's time for another job search video. This time we're going to Cincinnati, Ohio, which just so happens to be my hometown where I'm located today. So I'm going to give you a little bit of extra, insider information as we go along and do this job search. So first of all, we're going to look at the map of Cincinnati. And this is the greater Cincinnati area, and it encompasses Ohio, northern Kentucky, and you can't really see it here, but there's a little bit of Indiana here too. So it does have all three. And when we zoom out, no, out, not in, you can see there's some pretty major cities not too far away. Dayton, depending on where you're going from in Cincinnati and to in Dayton, can be anywhere from about 30 to 45 minutes away. And then you can continue up 75. If you continue up 75, I'm going in instead of out again, you'll get to Toledo in about 3.5 hours. And then Detroit is a little bit farther up, about 4.5 hours. Louisville, Lexington, Columbus, and Indianapolis are all between 1.5 hours and 2 hours away, and you can get to the West Virginia border in about 2.5 to 3 hours. So there's a lot of larger cities that aren't too far away, and I have taken deliveries to pretty much all of these cities. And I've also gone to Cleveland before, which is about 4 hours away. So there's plenty to do back and forth between all of this. Also, the Cincinnati airport is a big hub for Amazon and also for FedEx, and UPS comes into Louisville. So there's a lot of airport type things, freight coming in and out, stuff like that. Okay, let's go to the business search to get started. Courier Business, Cincinnati, Ohio. And if you remember from our other job search videos, we do the map first and then we come back down and look at the individual places, because sometimes there are places that are in search results but aren't on the map. All right, so the first one that we come to, you can see there's a whole bunch of them around here. The first one that we come to is Priority Dispatch. And that is in Blue Ash, Ohio, which is north of Cincinnati. It's kind of a suburb, and it's very nicely located on major highways. So you have 71 here, 275 here. Not that that matters if you're running courier work, because you're going to be going everywhere, but a lot of these places like to put their office near a major highway. I do not know much about Priority Dispatch. I've heard of them, and I know a few people who work for them, but I don't know that much about the company, except one guy tried to give me his job once because he was retiring. So they have locations throughout the Midwest. So you have several states to choose from if you're interested. Pay attention to that if you're not in Cincinnati and you want courier work. They do on-demand, out of town, next day, and scheduled. And they do all sorts of things: pharmaceutical, healthcare, e-commerce. I know they actually do mail because I know people who do mail for Priority. Let's see, join our team of drivers. It's careers. Independent contractors and employment. We're going to go to the contractor opportunities. So they want somebody with a cargo van, and these are, let's look at the Ohios. They don't have anything in Cincinnati right now, but they do have, look at these different ones. So cargo van or minivan, airport luggage delivery, SUV or minivan. Kentucky, okay, Hebron, just to let you know, is where the greater Cincinnati airport is. So even though that says Kentucky, it's actually only about 20 minutes away from Cincinnati. Actually, I go very close to there every day on as part of my morning delivery route. So it's not very far away. So that's something to think about when you are in a city that's close to the border of a state, that you want to look in both states for courier companies, because some of them may not show up in your state. They may show up across the border. So This is definitely local to us, airport luggage delivery driver. You know, you lose your luggage, they got to get it to your house. Let's see, Grand Rapids, Plymouth, Ohio, Columbus, Dayton. Pharmaceutical delivery driver, Dayton again is less than an hour away from Cincinnati, so I would look at that, especially if I lived north of the city. So there's a Dayton. I'm not sure where Euclid is, and Perrysburg I think is up near Cleveland. So they do have some things available, and even if they don't, you could, let's look at Hebron since it's the closest. You could just still get on their list and say, hey, let me know when you have something that's more local to me. All right. Now, weekly pay, direct deposit, healthcare coverage available. Now, usually we say if they have healthcare, that means you're a W-2 employee, or you're getting a paycheck with taxes deducted. But when it says available, it means that they probably have a deal with an insurance company where you can buy it at a discount. And that's kind of a cool thing because you can look into it. You can also look into your own insurance, or if you're insured under somebody else, then you don't have to worry about that. But that available doesn't necessarily mean W-2 job automatically. Okay. Let's see. Driver's license, automobile, clean driving record. So all of these are good things that you could have. Let's see if there is here's an 800 number that you could call. And you can fill in this contact form. Here's their local number, 791-3900. I would call them before I would email. You know that I'm always about calling people. So there you go for priority. Reliable Couriers. I've also heard of them. I have not run for them. Let's look at their website. 1 hour or less, same day. And reliable is one of those that we've seen many times before. This is a downtown address. It probably means that it's just going to be strictly an office, no warehouse or anything like that. 19th floor. That's like a whole floor. That's a lot of room. Okay, here's their local phone number. Our services. Lots of different things that they do. This tells you all about them. Service area. Let's look at service area. You can see they're in lots of different places. And I know we've talked about reliable before. So go back to Ohio. If you're anywhere in the country, then you can check them out. I don't know anyone particularly who's working for Reliable. I've not run into them. And then you can look in the different cities, view location details. Again, we're back to the same page we were at before with their phone number. And I would just call them and see what they have available. Let's see, jobs, now hiring. We're going to go there for a minute. You put your information in and then you submit your application. But I would still call first and just get them familiar, because if you make that initial call and then you put your application in, then you can call back in a couple of days. Hey, we spoke a couple of days ago. Get the person's name who you talked to. We talked a couple of days ago. I put my application in. I'm just following up. And then you can follow up every once in a while until they have something for you. Let's see, the Courier Company. I have some friends who work for the Courier Company. I have not done work for them before. They seem like a good place to work for. They have people who've been working for them for a long time, and that's always good to know. If they've been working for a company for a while as opposed to high turnover rate, then it's generally a better company to work for. Okay. zoom this out a little bit. Here is their phone number right here. And Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, and Louisville metro area. So they're running back and forth kind of locally, a little bit regional, but mostly local. 60-minute deliveries, medical. They do all sorts of different things like this. The one guy that I know really well who works for them is a bank courier. And I've also known some mail couriers. I don't know that I run into medical people. Contact us. Okay, they are, and even though this says Airport Road, they're actually in Cincinnati. They're not in Kentucky where the Cincinnati airport is. Isn't that weird? And they also have a Louisville office. Those are their two main offices, but they're going back and forth between all different cities. There you go, cities. So I would just call this number right here, which is the same number here, and talk to them about it, or ask if it's not the right number, ask what the right number is. I know a guy who's worked for them for like over 30 years, so that tells me that it's a good company to work for. United Courier is one of the oldest courier companies in Cincinnati. They do, and I have friends who work for United too. They have been around for a really long time. I think they're one of the oldest ones. And Tennessee Avenue, here's their phone number right here. And here's their email address. I would probably call them first. Let's see about careers. Independent contractor, driving opportunities. I know one guy who does a lot of overnight, out of state even runs, like long haul runs overnight between hospitals and between medical facilities. So this is a pre-qualifying questionnaire. I would call them first and ask, and if you're local, I would even stop by their office before I filled out all of this. So that's what I would do for them. Again, they've been around a long time, and they really know the area well. Pinpoint Logistics. I have not heard of them. So accuracy in delivery. Immediate Courier Trucking Company, door-to-door deliveries from 1 to 11,000 pounds. So they're using cars, SUVs, vans, and larger trucks. Here's their phone number. Let's see. Services. Small packages. And just because they have vans with, this looks like a magnet on them, it doesn't mean they're not using people with their own cars. Sometimes they will have a couple company vehicles and their own cars. You know, everyone else uses their own cars. So there's that. Rates. Just curious what it says about rates. Just says call, which is what I thought. And contact us. Again, I would call. I wouldn't fill this out. I always like to call. Okay. Frayed on-demand delivery platform. I remember this is like an app-based thing, kind of like a gig economy thing. Yeah, let's look. Platform, become a partner. Let's look at this first. Drivers. Huh. Drivers qualifications. They're a tech company that brings professional on-demand shipping. So yeah, so you get their app and it would be like a DoorDash or a Instacart or one of those other things. And they probably have their own, let's see, qualifications. It doesn't really say anything about qualifications. Let's look at FAQ real quick. You have to be an approved driver. They want pictures of your vehicle. I'm not sure if that's because they want a really great looking vehicle or they just want to know that it's your vehicle. But I think that if you have a really beat up vehicle, they're not going to be interested in you delivering for them. That's my thought looking at these people before. I don't know. There's a $30 fee for a background check and processing. So that would be up front. That's pretty common. A lot of courier companies will charge that fee because they go through a lot of applicants and they don't want to get, they have to pay that fee to a company for the background check. They're not personally doing it. So they're not going to pay that for hundreds of people and then have to reject most of them because they don't pass the check. So your vehicle has to be 20 years old or newer, have no physical damage or defects. I'm guessing a small ding would be okay, but they don't want it to look, like my vehicle would pass, but my friends would not because it's got some paint chipping on it. Gotta love those old Chevy vans. They lose a lot of paint. They want it to be clean, appropriate load securement devices. That would be, those straps or different things to hold loads down. And properly registered and insured. So they want track straps and load, lock bars if you have a cargo van or a box truck, moving blankets, straps, just all sorts of different things. So, and some of that's going to depend. Obviously, if you're driving a small van or a car, you're not going to have a pallet jack. And it looks like they mostly want trucks. Let's see. It doesn't say that though, does it? So anyway, that would be something to check into. All right, City Dash. City Dash is another company that has been around forever. I remember dealing with City Dash when I had a business back in the mid 1980s. And so that's how long I know they've been around, but they've been around even longer than that. They do have a courier service, and they also are doing their own vans. Most people, in fact, I think, drive City Dash vans. Let's see. They want some Class A/B people. Those are like CDL drivers, but that's not all they need. They do have regular size vans in people that don't have CDLs. Let's see. I think here's where you call for driver info, 587-0385, area code 513, and ask for recruiting or fill out the form. I do not know if City Dash employees are all W-2 employees or not. I think they do a combination of contractors and W-2 employees. But they've been around for a long time. They do a lot of business in the city. I see their trucks quite a bit, and I know that a lot of people use them. Courier Solutions. So they have different things. You notice everybody says they do medical delivery. So it's interesting to me because I get people ask, how do I get in the medical delivery business? And I'm like, just do a courier job search. They all say they're doing medical delivery. There's many different kinds of medical delivery, but most of the companies out there are doing some form of medical delivery these days. So actually, I've never seen a pretty City Dash van like this. Most of their vans are a bit older, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. So of course, they're always going to put, this is something to always remember, they're always going to put their best picture out there of the newest, shiniest vehicles, and some of them aren't even real. Some of them are going to be just a white vehicle where they've had somebody Photoshop the logo. It's not true in this case, but I've seen that before. So don't think that your car isn't good enough to be used, or your truck isn't good enough to be used, or all of their vehicles are company vehicles. Not always true. So we already went to join our team, so there you go. There's how you figure it out. Okay. City Dash. On Spot Courier and Delivery Services. I have heard of them, but I don't know much about them. So let's look at them. On Spot. Reliable service with integrity. Our coverage. Let's go there first. It doesn't really say anything about that. Let's go back to About Us. Greater Cincinnati. They're a Christian company, so they're quoting the Bible here. And that doesn't mean anything. I'm just pointing it out because it says so. Here's their phone number. They're in Mount Healthy, which is kind of on the mid to west side part of town. And they're not listing a street address, which probably means they're running out of somebody's house, which is fine. It's not a problem at all. So I would go ahead and give them a call and see what they have to offer. But I don't know anything about them, sorry. Direct Express is a mailing service. Let's check them out real quick. 45250, that's east side, I believe. It's kind of cool that I know this stuff. So commercial, residential, long distance, trucking services, and delivery service nationwide. So here's a local phone number, but they say they serve nationwide. Now that may be that they just drive from Cincinnati to anywhere in the country, or it may be they have offices all over the country. Let's see, small package delivered quickly, or a large bulk shipment. So they're doing anything from a box or two, or maybe even a couple envelopes, all the way up to large things. Let's look for contact. I would call them. Here's their phone number right there. And this is to request info on their delivery services, not on driving. So I would just call them. There's their phone number there too. And let's see what it says about local. Oh, it just says local. And it says, let's see, cargo van, exclusive use, box truck, tractor trailer. They don't have anything about cars here. So it looks like they're doing vans and above, but you could still call and ask if they have any work for people with cars or minivans or SUVs. Red Express Delivery in Covington, Kentucky. That's just across the border from Ohio. I have not heard of them either. Let's see, here's their phone number. Different types of delivery vehicles. I would just call. This is a very basic employment application. Let's ask about this. This you would print out, and looks like a general employment application that you could just print out. Let's look at FAQs. Doesn't say anything about jobs. I would really just call them and see. I feel like they're a smaller company. Okay. Executive Choice Courier, I believe Not 100% sure. Let's look. Here's their phone number. Yeah, I've heard of them, but I have not. Look, they're advertising no gas surcharge. Now, what do I feel about this? If they're using company employees, then that's not a big deal. If they're using independent contractors, that means that they will not pay you extra if you have higher costs. So I don't think I would like that part, but you have to find out more information. They've been around for, what's it say, 22 years? It just zipped away. Get a free quote. And here's our phone number again. Services, about, let's go to contact. This is just a form to send us a message. So there's their phone number at the top. Also, I would call them and find out more information about what kind of drivers they're looking for, if they're employees, if they're independent contractors, and since they're not charging a gas surcharge, if they're independent contractors, are they paying you one when gas prices go up? UPS. Cincy Errands. This is an errand service that I have also not heard of. Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. Beyond Cincinnati. We are a small company, but we're well equipped. Here are the two partners, owners. And sometimes it's nice to deal with a small company. Here's their phone number because they treat their drivers better. There we go. I couldn't see what it said there. About freight courier rates reviews. 18 years plus of delivery. There's their timeline. Yeah, I would just call them because it doesn't really say anything about reviews, courier rates. It doesn't say anything about jobs, so I would call them and see what they've got going on. 53T Courier. It's probably 53. 53T Courier. It's a bike courier services specializing in food delivery. So this is going to be mostly downtown, and they're probably going to be delivering to office buildings. Tuesday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday. If you're interested in bike courier stuff, then you could call them or you can email them and find out. I'm going to see just real quick where they are located. They don't have an address listed. There's a building downtown called the Fifth Third Building, which is home of the Fifth Third Bank, and I was just wondering if they were in that building because of the name of their company. Okay, Midwest Couriers. I have heard of Midwest Couriers. Delivery service in Cincinnati. Okay. Get a quote, call now, get directions. Let's see if they have contact. They don't have anything about, here you go, Dalton Avenue. That's kind of close to downtown, and here is their phone number, so I would give them a call. That's probably where I've seen them before because I am always or often down around that area of town several times a day. So I would give them a call. I don't know anything about them, so I can't really help you out there. R Express. Now, Something that I'm noticing is I'm getting a whole lot more job search results in Cincinnati than I have gotten in other cities. And I wonder if it's because I am here and Google knows that. And so they're giving me more results. And I've done job search videos in over 50 cities now. And I'm wondering if you did a job search video in your own city, if it would come out with more results than I got on my job search videos. Just something to keep in mind. Don't just rely on what I'm doing. Do it for yourself. See if you get more results if you're local to them. All right, so here's their phone number. Here is their email. Looks like they're in the US and Canada. It looks like, let's see, I don't know anything about them. All types of trucks and vans, secure transportation. Our Express CVG station, that would be at the Cincinnati airport. Oh, no, it wouldn't. It's in Mason, Ohio. That's north. Maybe it has something to do with the Cincinnati airport. Okay, here is their headquarters. Their phone number again. And they have a Columbus one, and then they have, this would be their Columbus station. I think it's interesting that their Cincinnati airport station is nowhere near the Cincinnati airport. I mean, we're talking like 30 to 40 minutes away. Interesting. Anyway, transport, about us, cargo tracking coverage. Let's look at coverage real quick. All over the world. They cover all over the world. They're probably sending out like air shipments and stuff like that. But I don't know. They might have something that you can use, or that you can do. I don't know the answer to that. So you can use this, or you can call them main office and warehouse. And then Columbus office, and here are their phone numbers. And again, I would call this number and ask them. Okay. United Mail is a mailing service. DHL is, like a FedEx or UPS. Greyhound Package Express is going to use buses. Amazon Hub, Rush Transportation and Logistics. Rush is interesting because you can rent trucks from them and they can also do shipping. When I was working for my dad's company and his truck broke, we used to use Rush Delivery to rent trucks, like big box trucks. So I don't think that they use independent drivers. I think all of theirs are company trucks and most of theirs are going to be vans and box trucks, but most are going to be box trucks. Let's see. You can call and ask them. This is their Dayton. This is okay, Cincinnati. Where's their Cincinnati location? Oh, this is different than the Rush I was thinking about. Sorry about that. But either way, I'm pretty sure that they're using larger career opportunities. I'm pretty sure that they're using larger trucks. Let's see. Drivers. Wow, they've had their drivers stay for a long time. So CDL. Oh, they do have independent contractors for passenger and Sprinter cargo full-size vans, owner-operator box trucks. So they do have both. Sorry about that. I did not think that they did. So independent contractors with their own passenger vehicles. They have regional routes. Our drivers are home every night, an average of 400 to 700 a week. And that's going to depend on how much you work. Let's see, car, pickup truck, minivan, SUV, driver's license. Yeah, you know what? They're worth a call. I would give them a call in Cincinnati. Here's their Dayton, Cincinnati, and Columbus phone numbers. There you go. All right, we've had so many of these, and this is interesting. I want to try one more page because some of the ones that I know about aren't here. So, UPS store, priority dispatch. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do it in a new window. I think that's the one that we already looked at. Yeah, we already looked at them. Okay. This is a shipping company, Stetson Courier. I did some work for them about a year ago. They do not have, they do pharmacy stuff. And the work that I was doing was delivering from their pharmacy warehouse to nursing homes. And it was overnight, and it was honestly too much for me to do. I couldn't do it overnight. It was a really long route. But they were great people to work for. I would give them a call if you're interested. They don't have a website listed, but it doesn't really matter. They're still a great company. I don't think that they are, they have a few couriers. They don't need hundreds and hundreds of couriers because in Cincinnati, because of the type of work they do. And they do work in other states too. So I would give them a call and ask. Here's their phone number. Okay, Global Shipping Company. They just do freight forwarding to other countries. FedEx, HG Logistics. I don't know anything about HG Logistics. Hill and Griffith. Oh yes, this is trucking company. And they also do like moving of machines and heavy stuff. So this is nothing that we would be interested in. Let's see. Value Taxi. I don't know anything about them. We are in English and we are in Spanish. And let's see what it says about. So it's people. They're taking you to and from the airport, like to your hotel or to your meeting place or something like that. So it's taxi service. Let's see what else. Custom Pro Logistics is logistics service. Let's see what we do. Carriers, news. Meet our team. Freight brokerage and expedited shipping. So it's truckload type stuff. It's not stuff that we're looking at. 257 Freight LLC. Another one I have never heard of before. And immediate out of town specialists. You can give them a call at this phone number. Don't know anything about them. They have a couple of reviews not too long ago that were 5-star reviews. So, hotshot service, cross town or cross country. That means that you call them when you have a pickup and they pick it up and zoom it away. That's what that means. So, not doing route things, they're more of just an on-demand from A to B type thing. Post Office, Ohio Freight Solutions is a trucking company. Medical Delivery Services Trucking Company, UPS, Elite Executive, that's trucking company. All right, now this is interesting. Some of the companies that I have done work for aren't even listed on here because they probably don't know how to get themselves on Google Maps, or they haven't gotten themselves on Google Maps. There's an extra step you have to do that. So let's see if they show up in the, do this in a different window. Uh-oh. There you go. Let's see. You can look at these, Reliable, we already looked at. City Dash, we already looked at. Cincinnati Couriers, we looked at. United, we looked at. Courier Gurus. I don't know if we looked at this. Yes, we did. The Courier Company, Courier Gurus. And let's go to the next. The UPS Store, franchise, ads, rush delivery. We looked at that. Cincy USA, I don't know if we looked at that. I don't think we did. Cincinnati Business Courier, they're downtown. Here's their phone number. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, this Cincinnati Business Courier is a business news publication, like a newspaper for business. I knew that sounded familiar, but I wasn't really thinking about it. Okay, Executive Choice Courier, the Courier Company, Clipper Courier Logistics. That's Dayton, Cincinnati. I don't think we saw that before. Let's see, about us, our services. Here's their phone number. This is a Dayton phone number. Let's see, independent contractor, driver, Cincinnati or Dayton. You could do either one. Here are the requirements. You can fill out this form. And you can hit submit, but I'm looking for a phone number. Here you go. Dayton phone number. It does not have a, here's recruiting. So this is where you'd send an email for jobs. This is where you would call. I don't see a Cincinnati phone number, but again, remember, Cincinnati and Dayton are not that far apart, so they can get you in touch with the right people. Okay, let's see who else. Cincy Errands we looked at. This is a Dun & Bradstreet for M Courier Company. I don't know who they are. It's probably just a person who formed an LLC to run his business under. Doesn't have any. Here we go. Come on. Brian Mitchell. No phone number. Oh, the phone number is listed. Courier Gurus. That's the Courier Company. So we've already looked at that. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop right here. And I'm going to just give you a few companies that I have or am currently doing work for. Okay. US Pack, they're national. They are national in the US and Canada. If you are interested in working out of their Cincinnati location, I do think that they need good drivers, not drivers who are going to quit right away, but good drivers. And I would only recommend somebody who's going to be a good driver. But you can contact me through my email. It's in the like about section. It's iamcouriergirl@gmail.com, and I will hook you up with them. I've been working for them for over a year, and they do both medical and auto and mail. They may do other things too. All right, another one is, let's see if I can find an email for them. Accurate Courier Services. Okay. Accurate Courier does a major hospital contract here in Cincinnati. I have worked for them on and off for a long time, since I got started pretty much. Let's see if I can find any info on them. They started in California and they came to Cincinnati a few years ago. And they're in other cities too. I believe they're in Youngstown, Toledo, somewhere in North or South Carolina. I don't remember where. Contact. I wouldn't call this number. If you're interested in Cincinnati work, then contact me and I will get the right number. I don't have it off the top of my head and I would have to ask them. But I know people who work there for a long time. Now, they do have a rather high turnover rate for some people. So they have the people who work there since the beginning and are still there and they really like the work. And there's people who are kind of like a revolving door people. They want to work for somebody different every week, or they don't really want to work that much at all and they're not reliable. And that is a problem in the courier industry, people who are not reliable. But I know the people over there and I can hook you up with them if you're interested. But again, got to be a good courier. Okay. T-Force. T-Force is a national company and they do hire people in Cincinnati. I'm just going to show you, and I know it says trucking here, but I worked for them when I had my little Kia, and I still do work for T-Force. But when it comes to T-Force, I would not go with them directly because they use what are called subcontractor courier companies. And they so they have smaller courier companies in different cities, like my city, and then they contract with them and they contract with me. So I wouldn't go through them directly. I would probably go through a subcontractor. But if you did, they didn't have one in your area, you could go through them directly. They are known for being one of the cheaper ones, meaning they don't pay as well as others. But their customers like that. All right, let's see if I can find this one. H&S. Okay, H&S is a guy that I know, and I've done some work for him too, and a friend of mine does work for him too. He's very small. He doesn't do a lot of work. He does enough to keep himself and a few people busy, and you can give him a call and get on his list, but I don't know if he has anything right now. He does have his own vans, and he has worked with independents as well. And they cover mostly like Cincinnati and surrounding cities, Louisville, Lexington, Columbus, all of that. All right. And then the last one that I'm going to show you is I think it's .net, YALE Delivery. All right. This is a company that I have personally worked for and still work for, and he actually is a guy that got me started in this business, first company that I worked for. Really nice guy. They've grown from a company with just a couple drivers to, I don't know, 60 or 70 drivers now. He is looking for people that are good people. Now, not following my rule, I probably wouldn't call him at first because they are so busy that it takes them a while to get back to you. So I would probably use this contact info or contact me and I will get you in touch. But again, you got to be a driver that's going to be good because I don't want to be like recommending people and then all of a sudden, boom, it doesn't work out, you know? So he's another guy. that I would definitely contact if you're looking for courier work. And it's everything from medical courier to mail delivery to auto parts to just, hey, pick this up and take it over here. I carried a transmission for him once. I carried medical supplies to Toledo for him. I do a couple different routes, all under this umbrella because he subcontracts with other companies. So like I do T-Force stuff, but I work through him. That's what I meant when I was talking about T-Force. And because the advantage of doing that is you have one person that can get you a lot of different kinds of work. Like if T-Force didn't have any work for me, then I'd be out of luck. But this guy can just like move me over to something else because he's got a lot of contacts. And the other thing is he's got better negotiating power with these companies. So sometimes as a driver, I even get paid more than I would if I went direct. And he takes care of his people, and I really like that. So good guy, and I recommend them, but I would contact them through their email first, and then if you don't hear back, call, or just get with me and I will help connect you. Okay, let's go on to the Courier Jobs. Courier Jobs, Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, we're going to go to Jobs. Okay, medical. See? Medical courier, accurate courier. Did I not just talk about them? And again, I can get you the number. I don't know the number. I'm sorry, but I can get it for you. And they have both routes and on-demand work. So they have both things. All right. Cargo, USA. They do box trucks. Let's see. It does not say if it's an independent contractor or not. So, see if we can find something on this company. Caruso, USA. Produce. They're a food. They're a food transport. Refrigerated trucks. So these are going to be large trucks. So you're going to need a CDL. Probably going to be a third shift also. So you would be transporting stuff overnight from their like manufacturing locations to other locations. It doesn't say you need a CDL, but I'm betting that you do. Okay. And it's a route driver. It's probably a W-2 position. Okay. Relay Express, we already looked at them. Route driver. U.S. Venture. Tires. You'd be tires up to 400 pounds. Those are big tires. Ability to follow instructions. Daily deliveries, load and unload trucks. It's $18.50 per hour. Whenever they say per hour, you know it's a W-2 job. Okay, Shipped is an app. It's like an app, like a gig thing. This is just a ZipRecruiter ad. Jobs and Logistics. We have looked at jobsandlogistics.com, and this is like a company that would, oh, I somehow got the J off of it. There we go. This is a company that is like recruiting for the supply train. So it's like a recruiter. And they would hook you up with a job. Delivery driver, LKQ. DOT. This is telling me with The benefits that it's a W-2 job. Quest does employees. They're a great company to work for, by the way. And you would use a company car and you would go on a designated route. If you want to go the employee route, then that would be something. Now, every once in a while, they do use independent contractors, but not directly. You have to go through a company like the one that I run for or another one in order to do that type of work. And there's no guarantee there might be that type of work. Like with a company I work with, every once in a while, they'll be like, oh, Quest needs somebody to fill in for a route or for a delivery or a pickup. And I've done stuff like that before. So they do have independent contractor availability, but it's not advertised and it's not much and it's not consistent. So you might do something for a couple weeks and then they get one of their employees to do it. So it's that type of thing. And that is in any city in the country. And LabCorp, which is another, Quest is like a lab where you get your blood drawn or something. And LabCorp is the same way. And they do the same thing. So you're going to want to, in your city, look for local delivery companies that have contracts with those types of companies, because they're not going to hire independents directly. They don't want to be dealing with that many people. They'll deal with another courier company who then can deal with their drivers, if that makes sense. That's trucking, Averett's trucking, Sherwin-Williams, that's paint store, and that is going to be a W-2 job. I know this because I've looked them up before. GoPuff is a gig. Scholastic needs a CDLA driver. Jobs and Logistics, we talked about them before. Amazon Flex is a gig, app type thing. A lot of people like Amazon Flex because you can sign up for your like window of time that you want to work, and you can get a route, and it's on your own time. Blue Ribbon Meats is a W-2 job. I've looked at them before. ABF is freight. Shipped is a gig. Tire Discounters is a tire store. And that is a W-2 job. Kydal Supply, that is a W-2 job. Another Tire Discounters. All right. Roll-off driver, Rumpke, that's garbage. Coca-Cola, that's a W-2 job. So yeah. So I think we got a lot. We got so many courier companies in the Cincinnati area. I didn't know there were that many of them. I really didn't. And again, I don't know if that's because I'm in Cincinnati and Google knows that and they're giving me more results than normal, or if we just have a ton of courier work. I think we got more in Cincinnati than we even did in big cities like New York and Atlanta. So yeah, so if you are in the area, and you are a good driver, a reliable driver, somebody who's in it for the long haul, not who's going to jump ship every 5 minutes, and you're serious about talking about it, then contact me at iamcouriergirl@gmail.com, and I'll put that in the description below too, and I will see who I can connect you with. No promises, of course, but I'll be happy to make that connection for you. Okay, that's it for now for our Cincinnati job search. Happy driving, and I'll see you on the road.